Salams and welcome. Thank you for joining me in another episode of the Quran in English, Basics for Beginners. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We are busy with Surah 26, Ash-Shu'ara, the poets. They have indeed rejected the message, so they will know soon enough the truth of what they mocked at. Do they not look at the earth, how many noble things of all kinds we have produced therein? Once again, the Quran is challenging the critics, challenging the unbelievers, also challenging the scientists that use your own scientific method. The scientific method is the art and science of observation. So observe the earth, study all the creatures on the planet Earth, study all the amazing fish and the creatures, the angel fish and the octopus and the squid and the sperm whales and the dolphins and the huge amount of varieties of fish of marine life, those that are in the ocean, but then also those that are on the land and those that are in the sky, the various birds. Can you imagine some birds can fly thousands of kilometers across the ocean and they don't sleep? Can you imagine? While they are floating in the sky, their brain goes into a half sleeping mode, the other half is awake, and they are flying for thousands of kilometers. Who keeps them up like that? And who ensures that without sleep and without food and water, they are flying thousands and thousands of kilometers and they find the place exactly what they are looking for? Look at, they study the elephant. Everything in nature is noble in its own way because it has been created by a supreme creator. If you look at an elephant is a sign and evidence that God exists. The elephant did not create itself. Human beings did not create an elephant, right? Similarly, a chimpanzee is a sign that God exists. A chimpanzee did not create itself. A chimpanzee did not come through a process of evolution. Even though some people feel, like as with Charles Darwin and some of his followers or his fans feel, that no, these have all just created themselves. Nothing creates itself. Even if you need a cup of coffee, you need someone to make it for you. A cup of coffee can't create itself. A coffee bean can't create itself. Similarly, we need to ask ourselves the question, how on earth did the first watermelon start? We cannot just say it started by its own. If we consider that 13.8 billion years ago, during the Big Bang, the entire universe was extremely hot. And our solar system started about 4.5 billion years ago and extremely hot. Our planet Earth was boiling hot. So even if there was, for example, theoretically, a watermelon seed or a mango seed or a pineapple, they would have been burnt to a crisp. Everything is burnt. The entire planet Earth was a volcano. Then the Earth cooled down. Then after billions of years, we have a plant, the first tree, first grass growing, or the tree. Who planted, or where did the seed for that grass come from? Where did the seed for the very first tree come from? Can the scientists and evolutionists explain that to me? How did the first tree originate when there were no seeds on this planet? We were a boiling planet. How did the first watermelon plant, how did it start? Because the earth was boiling hot. How did the first mango seed come from? Where did it come from? Similarly, we can ask for the thousands of fruit. We cannot say it's evolution. There was one basic rudimentary banana seed and then it gave rise to a watermelon and a spunspeck and a pepino and a pineapple and so many other fruits and grapes and so much. So I need people who are telling me that God does not exist or that everything came through evolution. Where and how did the first watermelon or fruit on the planet Earth come from? It's easy for us to say, okay, for living life forms, there was a unicellular organism, it became multicellular and so on, and from there we got all the various creatures. That is just what we are observing, and these are only theoretical assumptions that we are doing from the art and science of observation, but there's no proof. There's absolutely no proof. It's not a law. It's a theoretical assumption. It is theory. It is not the law of evolution, like how you have the law of gravity. This is a theory of evolution. A person called Charles Darwin just made a theory. He never denied God. Let's be very clear. Charles Darwin never said God does not exist. In fact, in his early years, he wanted to be a pastor or a priest, so he knew the Bible very well. And no one today, not one single scientist today, out of the millions of scientists, nobody can explain, even the evolutionists and even the atheists cannot explain one simple question. How did life begin? Charles Darwin wrote a book on the origin of species. Nobody has written a book on the origin of life. It's very simple. Life did not start on its own. Someone gave that spark of life, and that is God, the Supreme Creator. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has got the ability to give life and to take death, and He's got the ability that after death He's going to bring you back to life again. This is a guarantee. So as a belief man, so let's be very clear. In the same way that we in South Africa, we in the African continent, we love our animals, we love our wildlife, whether it's a Kruger National Park, or the Kalahari Desert, the Okavango Delta, the Masai Mara, the plains of the Serengeti in Kenya and Tanzania, that amazing circular running of the wildebeest. They are just running and running and running. Then the rains are coming, they're chasing the rains, and then they're giving birth, and then the lions are chasing them, and the cheetahs and the leopards. Absolutely magnificent. And they're doing this for billions of years now, millions and millions of years. Who has done all of that? Who created a lion? It is God who created the lion. Everything that you see in nature has got the signature of the maker. In the same way that an artist signs their work, Michelangelo puts his signature, Leonardo da Vinci puts his signature, Valentino puts his signature on his designer clothes, Yves Saint Laurent, YSL puts their signature on their designer brands, and God, most merciful, the Supreme Creator, puts His signature. Everything got the signature, La ilaha illallah. That is the signature of God. The elephant got a signature, La ilaha illallah. The giraffe got a signature, La ilaha illallah. The wildebeest got a signature, La ilaha illallah. Similarly, everything got a signature, La ilaha illallah, including the mountains and the waterfalls and the Nile River and the Amazon River and the Tigris and the Euphrates and the Mount Everest and the Himalaya mountains and Kilimanjaro and the Andes mountain range and the rivers and the streams and elephants and lions and wildebeest and foxes, and including the Arctic fox, vultures, eagles, the falcons, amazing falcons, the doves, the sparrows, the nightingales, everything, the kangaroos, the whales, the dolphins, the octopus, the angelfish, everything has got the signature of God on it. La ilaha illallah. This has been created by the one Supreme Creator of the heavens and the earth. Even a fly got a signature of God on it, because the Quran then challenges people that if all of humanity got together, they can't even create a fly. So the fly also got the signature of God on it, as well as a mosquito, as well as an atom and the subatomic particle got the signature of God on it, as well as the huge galaxies, including our nearest neighbor, the Andromeda galaxy got La ilaha illallah on it. Our Milky Way galaxy got La ilaha illallah on it. Everything has been created by a Supreme Creator. Every single thing, including the best of creation, which is a human being. Every human being got a signature on it, La ilaha illallah, designed and created by God. This is the guarantee. So do they not look? Open your eyes. That is what the Quran is saying. Use the art and skill of observation. Use the scientific method. Employ your science. The deeper you go into science, the deeper you go into medicine, the deeper you study everything under a microscope, the more amazed you will be. You will say, wow, there is a supreme creator, super intelligent, infinitely intelligent. It actually brings you closer to God. Not further away, it brings you closer to God, right? Provided you do it with wisdom. Do they not look at the earth? How many noble things of all kinds we have produced therein. Verily, in this is a sign. That means it is sign and a proof that God exists. Everything points to the existence of a supreme creator. But despite all this evidence, God has given us so many clues that he exists. But despite this, most of them do not believe. They can see the amazing things in nature, the intricacy, the complexity, the alternation of night and day with precision, the year 365 days with precision, the vastness of the universe, absolutely mind-boggling. Can you imagine the distance from we just look at our solar system, forget the universe. Our solar system alone, from the sun to the earth, is 150,000 million kilometers. 150,000 million kilometers. Is that correct? I'm not saying it right. All right. But it takes 8 minutes for the sun to come, for the light from the sun to come from the sun to the planet Earth. And that's 1 parsec, 1 astronomical unit, from the earth to the sun. But that unit is too small for us to measure distances. So then we speak about light years. Light year doesn't refer to the speed of light. It tells you how many kilometers will a spaceship move in 1 year in a vacuum, traveling at the speed of light. The speed of light travels at 300,000 kilometers per second. And over 1 year, that vehicle would have covered a distance of 10 trillion kilometers. And the size of our solar system, not the universe, just our family of our sun and our planets, is 3 light years. The distance is 10 trillion kilometers. The Voyager spacecraft that we sent into space more than 20 years ago has covered billions of kilometers, traveling at 60,000 kilometers per hour. That's the fastest we can manage. We can never manage the speed of light, but at least it's an amazing speed. 60,000 kilometers an hour it's been traveling. Billions of kilometers. But it has not even reached our edge of our solar system, because our solar system is 30 trillion kilometers. And our Voyager spacecraft has only gone a few billion kilometers. It's still going to take many hundreds of years, even 1,000 years, for it just to reach the end of our solar system. And our solar system is only 1 out of 500 billion or 800 billion stars, other solar systems in the Milky Way galaxy. And our nearest neighbor is the Andromeda galaxy. And we are saying it's the nearest. Do you know how far it is? It is 2.5 million light years away. It will take you 2.5 million years at the speed of light to finally reach that galaxy. So if you put human beings on that spaceship, they'll be dead. They'll be fraught and decomposed. And the universe has got trillions and trillions of galaxies with trillions and trillions of stars, but most of them do not believe. They can see all of these amazing things in the universe, but most of them do not believe. And verily, your Lord is He, the exalted in might, most merciful. Stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillah.